Vaheguru, 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 Vaheguru.
ਏਕ ਭਗਤ ਭਗਵਾਨ ਜਹ ਪ੍ਰਾਨੀ ਕੈ ਨਾਹਿ ਮਨ ਜੈਸੇ ਸੂਕਰ ਸੁਆਨ ਨਾਨਕ ਮਾਨੋ ਤਾਹਿ ਤਨ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਕੋ ਗ੍ਰਹਿਓ ਜਿਉ ਸਦਾ ਸੁਆਨ ਤਜਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਇਹ ਬਿਦ ਹਰ ਭਜੋ ਇਕ ਮਨ ਹੋਏ ਇਕ ਚਿਤ ਸੁਆਮੀ ਕੋ ਗ੍ਰਹਿਓ ਜਿਉ ਸਦਾ ਸੁਆਨ ਤਜਤ ਨਹੀਂ ਨਿਤ ਨਾਨਕ ਇਹ ਬਿਦ ਹਰ ਭਜੋ ਇਕ ਮਨ ਹੋਏ ਇਕ ਚਿਤ। ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। So Sangat ji, this is the 44th and 45th Salok of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji in the Bani of Salok Mehalla 9. And in this Salok, the 44th Salok, Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Pacha Ji is saying to us, if we just look at the second part of the Pangti so that it can flow better for us in our minds, Guru Sahib Ji saying, Jeh praanee ka naahi man. And this word praanee has been translated within these Saloks previously as well. Jeh praanee. Praanee means somebody, that mortal that has breath inside of them. Praan means breath. E means inside. Those that have breath inside of them, referring to a mortal, referring to that human being over here, saying Jeh praanee ke naahi man. Naahi means something that we haven't got inside of our mind. Naahi man. Man is our mind. Something that is not in our mind. And what is it that's not in our mind? What part of the mind is Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Pacha Ji referring to as well? There's a part of our mind that is constantly accumulating thoughts. And those thoughts are there constantly through what we are allowing to go inside through our senses. We can only have that thought from that place if we have allowed something to go in through these eyes, through these ears, whether it be touch, whether it be taste. So Guru Sahib Ji saying that if you haven't, those mortals that haven't got this within their mind, what is it they're referring to that they haven't got within their mind? Ek bhagat bhagvaan. So we all know that ek means one. Bhagat is spelt with a sihari on the tatta. So over here it means bhagati. Bhagati meaning the devotion, not the actual devotee. So Guru Sahib Ji saying ek bhagat bhagvaan. Bhagvaan is another name for Vaheguru Ji. Bhagvaan is another name for God. Guru Sahib Ji saying ek bhagat. That one that has not got devotion for Vaheguru Ji. That one that hasn't got devotion for God. The one that has made this complete and entire creation. Pacha is saying, what is that one like? That ek bhagat bhagvaan jeh praanee ke naahi man jaise sookar suaan nanak maano taahi tan. Guru Sahib Ji saying jaise, just like, jaise sookar. Sookar means a pig. Guru Sahib Ji saying that one that hasn't got devotion for that one within their mind is just like a sookar, just like a pig. And Guru Sahib Ji adds to that list soaan. Soaan means a dog. Jaise sookar soaan. Guru Sahib Ji saying Nanak maano taahi tan. They said know that their body, tan means body, mano is to know, mano taahi tan, that their body is just like the body of a dog. Why does Guru Sahib Ji use these examples of animals to say that their body is just like these particular animals? It's not that Guru Sahib Ji is putting the animals down. That's very important for us to understand. Sometimes we might look at that and it might make us actually look down, look below upon those animals, but it's not to look down on those animals. Guru Sahib Ji saying those animals, they are living. They are living and doing what they are supposed to be doing. They are living in the way that Vaheguru Ji has made them. So it's not that we expect, well, a dog shouldn't be acting like this, a dog should be doing this. But Guru Sahib Ji saying that if you now have started to act like a dog, it means that you've come away from what you have been given birth for. You have come away from what you actually are, this human being. It's very easy to say, just because of the body we've got, to look in the mirror and because of the shape of our body and looking at all the senses that we've got, to say, you know what? I'm a human being. But Guru Sahib Ji saying, actually, kartoot pasu ki manas Jaat, they're saying kartoot pasu ki. They said the truth is that your kartootan, that your ways are like an animal. Kartoot pasu ki maan se jaat, even though you've been given birth as a human being, but the truth is you are just like an animal. In which way? Let's look at this deeper though. Let's look at this further. What does it even mean to have devotion for that one, for God? Because there's two forms of Vaheguru Ji. I say two forms, but one is formless, meaning that Vaheguru Ji that cannot be seen. That Vaheguru Ji that can only be experienced when we go beyond this noise of the mind, when we go beyond that intellect that is constantly trying to work everything out and always trying to come to a nirna. Nirna means a decision. That is all a play and a part of the mind. But there's that Vaheguru Ji that is formless, that when we go beyond the intellect, when we go beyond the thoughts and all of these things that we get caught up and entangled in, there's that Vaheguru Ji where there is just complete and utter silence and stillness. But then there's that form of Vaheguru Ji as well, where Satguru Ji say that everything I see, jo dise, so tera roop hai, that whatever I look upon is actually a form of you. And just like Guru Sahib Ji say as well, when they tell us in the Aarti, when Guru Sahib Ji tells us in the Sohila Sahib as well, because this Shabd comes in both Baniya, in Sohila Sahib and when we look at the Aarti as well. So Guru Sahib Ji says that Sahas Tavanan Nananan hai Tohe ko. That Sahas Tavanan, saying that you have thousands of eyes, Sahas Tavanan, but then Nanan hai Tohe ko. But you have no eyes as well. How can it be that where Guru Sahib Ji is telling us and giving us this wisdom, that you have thousands of eyes, but you have no eyes? Because they're talking about these two folds. They're talking about the Sargun and then they're talking about the Nirgun. The Nirgun, which is beyond qualities, beyond those qualities where it is that just formless. But then there's that Sargun as well. Sargun meaning the form. So meaning if everything we are looking upon is the form of that one, that means then every eye that we look at, Sahasatavanan, that all the eyes out there, the thousands of eyes are actually your eyes. So this is one way of looking at devotion. Because often when we think about devotion, we still often have that same image of sitting and actually closing our eyes and meditating on something. But devotion can be taken into every part of our life. Devotion is when we completely devote and give our everything to something. So when we look at devotion in that way, that could be, doesn't matter even if we're speaking to somebody. Because even that somebody else, we might think this somebody else is separate to God. But Guru Sahib Ji is reminding us, don't forget that Sahasatavanan, that you have thousands of eyes, and this colleague that I'm speaking to, this friend that I'm speaking to, this person that I've just fallen out that I'm speaking to, actually, even this one is the form of that one. Even this one, this is Vaheguru Ji's eyes as well. So in that way, when we then have a conversation with somebody, the way we treat somebody, the way we are looking upon somebody, then we know from inside is having that wisdom from Guru Sahib Ji. Actually, even this conversation, if I completely devote myself to it, where I'm not distracted, where I think that this isn't anything different to me sitting down and actually trying to immerse myself in that sargun, in that formless, but even giving my full concentration and being devoted to this moment and speaking to this person. That can then be taken in every aspect of our life. Then whether that be doing traditional seva of actually cleaning the jode at the Guru's house, at the Gurdwara, picking up the shoes of the Sangat, and then even that can become our bhakti. Even that can become our devotion, when each shoe that we pick up and we clean it with everything, every part of ourself. Just like a Gursikh by the name of Khauja Roshan came to Guru Hargobind Sahib Ji. His name's Khauja Roshan, so he's a Muslim by birth. He practices namazah, he reads his namaz 5 times a day. And as he reads his namaz 5 times a day, he's a very good example of a practicing Muslim. But still, found that emptiness and didn't find that connection to Allah, didn't find that connection to God. So that search, that yearning brought him to Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji's charan. And sometimes often when you see somebody from another faith coming to the Gurdwara, we'll go out of our way and try and serve them and make sure that we try and make them feel as welcome as we can. But Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji, when they saw that he's got this inside yearning, because the truth is, it's all about the Guru's bachan. It's all about the Guru's order, whatever the Guru asks us to do. Sometimes we think that we've got a list, we've got to actually live up to this discipline. And we have this massive list and think we've got to live this way, this way, this way. But what the Guru tells us to do, we completely miss that. The Guru looked at Khwaja Roshan and says, Khwaja Roshan, can they go into the stables of the horses and look after the horses the best you can? And Khwaja Roshan, he goes and he starts to look after the horses. Because somebody might think that, I need to be sitting down and meditating. I need to be sitting down and trying to focus on something. But Khwaja Roshan didn't have any doubt in his mind. He knew one thing, that the Guru has placed me here and my job is here to look after these horses. He starts to take care of those horses. He starts to comb those horses. He starts to feed those horses. No matter what needs doing, he's doing that work for the horses. Day and night he's immersed. That's all he has now devoted himself to. As per the Guru's bachan, that's how we devote ourselves. Ek bhagat bhagvaan, je praanee ke naahi man, jaise sookar, suaan, naanak, maano, taahi tan. Now he would have been like a dog or a pig if he hadn't completely devoted himself as what Guru Sahib Ji told him. Guru Sahib Ji would come every day to come and take a horse from the stables. And that moment, he would get so happy when Guru Sahib Ji would come into those stables. I remember all he's doing is day and night is serving these horses. His heart would light up when Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji would walk into those stables. And one day, as Guru Sahib Ji is leaving those stables, his heart starts to sink, thinking that Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah Ji is going to be away from my eyes. I'm not going to get to do their darshan anymore. What he starts to do, he starts to run after Guru Har Gobind Sahib Ji Paatshah. Now every moment of his life has become a devotion. He's devoted in every moment of his life. As he's running after Guru Sahib Ji, he's thinking nothing else. All he's thinking is, I don't want you to be away from my eyes. In this way, when we take these words into our heart and every moment becomes devotion. It's not like I'm sitting in devotion of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji for 10 minutes in the morning, but then everything else I do in life, I do it half-heartedly. I don't completely devote myself to it. And that doesn't mean sometimes this question can come into our mind. Does that mean, how about if somebody's doing the wrong thing? Say if somebody's robbing, say if somebody's thieving. And the truth is, if we're doing something so consciously and we're actually being very conscious of what we're doing, we'll actually end up restraining ourselves from doing that act anyway. Or the other important thing to look at is we've always got a kasavatti. We always got the touchstone of our Guru's teaching. So whatever we're doing, it's got to be within dharam. It's got to be within the discipline that the Guru has given us and devoting ourselves to those things. So if it's work, then it's got to be dharam di kirt. Dharam di kirt means that even the work that we're doing, it's within a discipline. It doesn't mean that I say I'm working honestly, but it's okay to be selling tobacco as well at the same time. No, it's not about working honestly, because somebody could be selling tobacco and working honestly, but it's selling tobacco and damaging other people's health. That's not dharam di kirt. That's not actually having a righteous job. Kirt is when you're earning. It's about we should be earning righteously. So we've got to be careful in that sense as well. It's not to say, yeah, well, even I was doing this job and even though it doesn't fit in dharam, but I was at least doing it with devotion. Sangat ji, no, there's dharam as well. There's daya as well. There's compassion and then there's dharam. He starts to run after Guru Sahib Ji. Even that running after Guru Sahib Ji was with complete devotion. Guru Sahib Ji lets him run for a mile. Guru Sahib Ji keeps going and they've been going now. It's coming up to 2 miles, but he doesn't give up. He's not trained. He's not gone for cross-country runs. He's not trained for any marathons, but it's that prem, it's that bhavana. When you've got that devotion inside of you, then you will get the energy, you will keep going. Then Gurmukh buddhe kade nahi. Guru Sahib Ji saying that when you become a Gurmukh, when you're completely focused on your Guru, you don't ever become old because you're completely focused. And he's running after Guru Sahib Ji, and then all of a sudden Guru Sahib Ji stops. They get off their horse, and then Guru Sahib Ji, they actually put out their arms for Khwaja Roshan. And Khwaja Roshan comes and Guru Sahib Ji takes him into their embrace. And as Guru Sahib Ji take him into their embrace, Guru Sahib Ji says, Nihal, Sikha, this says that you've got my complete happiness, and now that you've become enlightened, you can now go and inspire others as well. Jan Nanak Tood Mange Tis Gursikh Ki Jo Aap Jape Avrhe Naam Japave. Then Satguru Ji Patsha Ji as well in Gurbani they say, Manne Tare Tare Gursikh, those that have saved themselves, those now that have got across themselves from this terrifying ocean, as Guru Sahib Ji calls it, where we get stuck in this mud of attachment. When you escape from that mud yourself, then you have the ability to go and take others out of that mud. Then you have that ability to save many others as well. Guru Sahib Ji saying, Manne Tare Tare Gursikh, Khwaja Roshan was completely devoted to those horses and to that stable. You know what? It's easier said than done, because our mind plays so many tricks on us. E man chanchala, chatrai kine na paya kine tu, sun man mereya. Guru Sahib Ji saying, oh, listen, my mind, you will never get anywhere with your tricks of your mind. Sometimes Guru Sahib Ji has set us a task. Say, Sikha, this is what you need to do. This is what time you need to wake up. These are the Baniya that you need to read. A Guru da Pyara, a Gurmukh, somebody that is completely immersed and in love with Guru Sahib Ji, they will tell us, Gursikha, this is what you need to do to get out of this situation. But you know what? Our mind plays so many tricks on us because we've allowed so much to go inside of this mind. We start doing it, and after 5 days, we think, you know what? It's not working. I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm going to give up. But Satguru Ji saying that Naam Bij Santokh Suhaga. They said that yes, the seed is Naam, is following what the Guru is saying and reciting God's name, but you've got to have Santokh. You've got to have that patience inside to see the result, to see actually fold out and work. But we often give up before we actually can see the results. We've got so much karam, we've got so much impurity to wash away. It's not going to happen overnight. We have to keep going. But he was so devoted to the horses upon Guru Sahib Ji's bachan, all his impurities started to be washed away and started to be cleaned away. And as they started to be cleaned away, that's why Guru Sahib Ji says, Par ye mat papan ke sang, oho topa nave ke rang. They say with the color of name, of God's name. And that naam can also be just following what the Guru tells you to do. Because naam is so wide. There's that naam that we recite and we jap, but there's that naam just meaning when we take a teaching from the Guru and we follow that. And that becomes our name as well. Our name, something daily we do, and it becomes our naam as well. That devotion, how do we know that we're not living in that devotion in this life? How do we know that we're not seeing God in what we're doing? How do we know we're not living God? Guru Sahib Ji saying the way you'll know is that Ek Bhagat bhagvaan je praanee ke naahi man jaise sookar, you'll be acting like a dog instead. And what does it mean to be acting like a dog? Guru Sahib Ji says, Antar byape lob soaan. They said that you'll be full of greed from inside. We know when we become like that greedy dog, Guru Sahib Ji saying, just like we've all read that story in school, when that dog's got a bone in his mouth and that dog is looking into that water and sees the reflection and gets greedy and thinks, you know what, I can get that bone as well that is reflecting inside of that pond, thinking there's another bone there. But that dog loses out. He opens his mouth to get that bone and he loses the bone he's got as well. Sometimes we're in this chase of life thinking that if I get more and more, I'm going to have that satisfaction. But the truth is, we're never going to reach that satisfaction. And then we try and chase all these things which we've covered in the previous Saloks. We can look into more detail when we've covered greed and how the whole system works. But that's one thing, how we know. We look inside and thinking, you know what, actually, I'm in this chase. I'm full of greed. I can't be a devotee. I'm actually completely living like a dog. And then Satguru Ji says that sookar suaan like a pig as well. Well, how does a pig live? A pig lives in dirt, in muck, rolling around in this dirt and muck all day long. And a pig has several children, but still is not satisfied. If we think of ourselves as well, it doesn't matter how we get caught up in all of these things, but it doesn't mean that we're going to find that inner satisfaction. We might sometimes think, you know what? Only if I was to get that child, only if I was to have that son, but it doesn't mean it's going to give us that satisfaction. Sadhguru Ji Pacha Ji, they say in this following slok, they say that even these animals, they have qualities as well. So these words are so important for our lives, especially in today's age when we've got so much information to hand, that when we open up YouTube, we've got so many options. We click on this video, we click on that video, and we watch a bit of that talk, a bit of that talk. We watch somebody else from somebody else's faith perspective. Or we watch somebody that is just given a motivational talk that isn't linked to any faith at all, but is just talking about from logic and the experiences of life. Of course, it doesn't mean to put our blinkers on, but it does mean for us to be very careful, because sometimes what can happen is we don't realize that how this mind can play tricks on us and how we can end up going down that lane and starting to follow that way instead and think, you know what, actually that's all we need to do is what this person's saying, that this sounds very simple. And the next thing we know, we're actually coming away from the Sikhi of Guru Nanak Dev Ji. That's why when Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Pacha say that Suaamee ko griho jo sada, soaan tajt nahi nit, that just like at the house, griho here means house. Griho here means we can translate this to the door. Door of who? Suaamee ko griho jo. Just like at the door of your master. Suaamee ko griho jo sada. Soaan tajt nahi nit. A dog has such an amazing quality that is so loyal. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Pacha is saying that sada soaan tajt nahi nit, that this swan dog tajat will give up, nit tajat nahi nit will never give up, even for a nit, for a moment, the door of his master, this dog. But Sangat Ji, that can happen to us so easily. Like I said, especially in this time, during this age, in the way we have so much access to so much, we listen to so many things. Why we're just trying to better our life, and we think, oh, if I could just hear it that way because I don't understand Gurbani. But no, Sangat Ji, we've got to be careful. We've got to be so solid in our base, on our groundwork first, so that we don't budge no matter what. Then when we look at Guru Gobind Singh Ji Pacha Ji's 52 Hukamnama, and they said that a Sikh should have knowledge in all other faiths and have knowledge of politics as well. That isn't just for every person. You've got to get to some level first where you're completely solid with your own Guru first. Then you can start dwelling and reading other things as well. Until then, it can be very dangerous, because Guru Sahib Ji saying, be loyal to your master, be loyal to Guru Nanak Dev Ji. And we know that Sabte Vada Satguru Nanak Jin Kal Rakhi Meri, that Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pacha Ji is the greatest. So if we're loyal to that one that is the greatest, that is saying that how do you start your devotion? Because this is all about devotion. Guru Sahib Ji saying this is how you devote first to Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. You cannot forsake, you cannot walk away from the basics first, which is Gur Satgur Ka Jo Sikh Akhaye, so Palke Uth Har Naam Tiyave. Satguru Ji is saying the first thing you've got to do is first wake early in the morning, rise early in the morning during the Amrita Vela, Sach Naam Vadiyai Vichar, and you immerse yourself in the greatness and contemplate of the greatness of a Vaheguru Ji, Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji, and you take your Guru's mantra, just like Satguru Ji, just like Bhai Gurdas Ji say that Dharam Sal Kartar Pur, Sad Sangat Sach Khand Vasaya, Vaheguru Gur Shabd Sunaya. The Guru gave this Shabd to us, Vaheguru. We take this mantra and we recite this mantra as we wake up in the morning. And this is what will help us, our dhyan, to focus, to actually get away from that noise that we spoke about in the beginning. of this video. Guru Sahib Ji saying that you focus and on what? On this mantra, on Vaheguru, 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 with the practice of this mantra of saying Vaheguru, contemplating on the greatness of Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji, then singing the praise of our Guru first thing in the morning. That's why if we say these words, Dhan Guru Nanak, Tu hi Nirankar, Dhan Guru Nanak, Tu hi Nirankar, that Jot Roop Har Aap, Guru Nanak Kahayo, O Guru Nanak Dev Ji Pach Ji, you are the form. You have taken form. That Vaheguru Ji, the formless, has taken form as Guru Nanak, O Guru Nanak Dev Ji. Then when we start our day like this, only then we'll get to that place of Khwaja Roshan. It doesn't mean that we don't follow that part of what Guru Sahib Ji said. Following that part, then it doesn't mean Khwaja Roshan didn't wake up in the morning and he didn't do his basic rahat first. Of course, first he would have got up and he would have followed. He may have read his namaz because that was his instruction. But if you're a direct Sikh of the Guru, then we get up and we read the Guru's Bani and we jap Gur Mantar. And then from that practice, then we're able to continue that devotion. Just like Guru Sahib Ji saying then, they say that Nanak eh bid har bhajo. Bhajo means to meditate. And remember that bhajo means to meditate when you've got ras inside of you now. When, just like Bhagat Freeji say, they shakkar khand nivat gud makhyo manja dudh sabbe vastu mithiyan rab na pujan tudh. That, oh Vaheguru Ji, when I meditate on your name, nothing as sweet as that. And then we're able to take that devotion into everything of our life. Then even if we're looking after our child, then even changing that nappy is with devotion, because then we see nothing but that one. Just like Guru Nanak Dev Ji Patsha Ji, when they're standing on that hatti, where they are selling that flour to the people of Sultanpur, when Guru Nanak Dev Ji Patsha Ji is giving that flour and they keep saying Tera, 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 they're not saying Tera to an external God. They're looking into the eyes of that customer that has come. But for Guru Nanak Dev Ji Patsha, it's not a customer. Sahas Tavanan. They can see that this is amongst the thousands of eyes of yours, O Akal Purkh Vaheguru Ji. And I'm looking into these eyes saying that Sarbanan Aap Pekhanhara, that through each and every eye you are looking back at me. So I can see you in those eyes. And I'm looking at this one that has come to me and I'm saying Tera, 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 that everything belongs to you, because you that have come to me now, I can see Vaheguru Ji in you as well. And that is complete devotion. Even in giving the atta, giving flour to someone, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is doing it with complete devotion and teaching the whole world how to actually devote yourself. Mere Dhan Sri Guru Nanak Dev Ji Patsha Ji saying, Nanak, eh bid har bhajo, ek man hoye, ek chit. That Guru Nanak Dev Ji Patsha is showing us in Sultanpur. Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji Patsha is telling us through this Bani, bhajo, with absolute devotion. When we're saying Vaheguru Ji all day, then that Vaheguru Guru Mantra continues on our breath as we're working. Then it doesn't matter. But when we're now saying Vaheguru, it's not only on our tongue, but it's actually Vaheguru Ji is immersed in our mind. And that's all we can see as well when somebody comes to us as well. So, Sangat Ji, that Guru Sahib Ji is saying to us that Nanak eh bid. Bid means in this way, like that loyal dog, like that dog is loyal to his master. We've heard many stories of even when there was fires not long ago. I'll say the dates as well, because this video could be watched in years to come. That even if only back in 2018 when there was fires in California, and then what happened? There was houses that were burnt down. And the people that lived in those houses, they left their houses. But there were certain dogs there that remained waiting for their owners. They didn't move from that place no matter how much difficulty they went through, because there was so much fire there in that place, so much heat there. But they took it upon, it doesn't matter. They went through all that pain, but they waited for their master to return. And some of those owners that remained alive, they did come back. And by the surprise, the dog was still waiting there. Because Suaamee ko greh jo sada, soaan tajitne net. And we've got to become in that way. Because Bhai Gurdas Ji says, otherwise you're going to keep going round in circles. That doe nav pav tare, pahunche na par hai. This says you'll never reach the other side if you're going to try and put your feet in two boats. And take this when Guru Sahib gives us this mantra, there is no other mantra for us. There is only Vaheguru Guru mantra hai. Jap hum mein khoi. There is only the teachings of Guru Nanak Dev Ji for us. Yes, we might have a sant or a saint or a gurmukh that we're inspired by in our life, but only that one is a sant or a saint for us that tells us the Guru's teaching, direct the Guru's teaching. Baba Ishar Singh Ji would say that, how do you know this is a true sant? If he takes your arm and connects your arm to Guru Granth Sahib Ji. If they say, I'll do the ardas, I have the capability, I am on the power of the Guru, but no, that's not the true sant. They'll say, no, go and do ardas to your Guru. That is a true Gurmukh. So, Guru Sikh Pyareo, hopefully that I can take from the words of Guru Tegh Bahadur Ji, that where my mind becomes single-minded, focused on only Guru Nanak Dev Ji and nobody else. Nanak e bedhar pajo. Meditate on God in this way, that ek man hoye ek chit, that my chit is completely focused in only the way my Guru has told me and no other way, and only in that way then I will actually get to Vaheguru Ji, because then there will be no duality, will be no doubt for me. So Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Please donate and help spread Guruji's message. Link is in the description below. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.